It's another episode of Garage Sale Safari. Sorry we've had a few day break, but Pace has been enrolling in school and having to take a bunch of placement tests, so this had to make a back seat for a few days. Anyhow, the first item we're going to talk about is an awesome Navajo, vintage large Navajo rug I picked up the other day. It's interesting too, this one they usually have the thread, yarn that kind of weaves around on this edge on both sides, but you don't see it so much on all edges like this one does. And you can see it's got on all edges. It's a nice old one, probably the 40s would be my guess. Really excellent condition. For its age, there's a few little minor moth munchings, but they don't really go all the way through. As you can see, the colors are still real nice and vibrant. It's got a really cool looking southwestern motif, and it's a little over 3 feet by a little over 5 feet, and just a great looking piece. I was at a sale and somebody told the guy that was having the sale that it wasn't a real Navajo rug, that it was just a copy from Thailand or Taiwan or something like, or China from the 70s or 80s. I don't know who the expert was that told him that, but it worked out real well for me as he sold it to me for $30. And an amazing piece. I put it online already last night, and it should go, probably at least a couple $100. And depending on, I'm not a complete rug expert, but at least a couple $100 for sure, and probably a fair amount higher, and it was only $30. So a great little item. The next thing we're going to talk about some art we picked up. The first thing I'll talk about is this piece. Really, it really looks like it's probably a Curtis Jere, Jere. It looks like one of his earlier pieces, as he did the enamel on some of them on his earlier pieces in the late 60s, like 1967, 1968. They're brass cut out. They're really starting to become popular, his wall sculptures. I've seen one like this, but with only 2 of the enamel pieces. Somebody's asking $1,100 for it online. I paid $15 at the same sale. I got the Indian rug actually, and just a great purchase. This really should be a pumpkin's pick. As you know, I'm going to probably put it on eBay with a asking price of about $650, but a best offer option, and see what we get out of it. It's really good looking. It's not signed anywhere that I can see, but he seemed to just sign them with Sharpie, so Sharpie type material. So I could easily have worn off with age, but great looking piece, decent condition and everything. It was $15. And as I say, if you went to get this one online, you'd probably, from one of the mid-century modern stores or even on eBay, people are asking, $1,100, $1,200 for this sort of thing. The next piece is just funky. He's actually a very good artist, a known artist. His name is Roger Etienne, I believe. He's French, but then moved to Hollywood area in the 60s, early 60s. And this one is signed Etienne in 1966. It looks to be probably acrylic, maybe a gouache, but it looks like acrylic. And it is framed in a nice original frame. It was framed in Santa Monica. And I think it looked like it still had the 5-digit phone number on there. So a nice original frame. I'll put it on eBay and see what we get out of it. He's a fairly collectible artist, and it has a nice mid-century look. And I cut it at a sale for $1. So I couldn't pass it up. It was really good looking and fun. Now the next piece, there's a lot of lessons in this one. This is really by a really good well-known South African artist, Nils. What is his last name again? Anderson. Nils Anderson, and he died in 1972. This one is signed down here, Nils Anderson, 1938, and he was known for his quite a bit for his nautical and ships, and especially old style ships in the ocean. That's one of his more famous painting types. And this one is, I got it for $15 at an estate. His pieces go up to like $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000. This one I don't think will do that well with. I would be surprised if we don't get at least $650 to $750 for it. But again, I only paid $15. And what was interesting on this piece, whoever framed it didn't really seem to know what they were doing, as far as, you know, people maybe wanting to know what it was later. Because, you know, at first I didn't even know it was that old of a painting, because it was in such a newer frame, probably framed in like the late 70s, early 80s. But they'd covered the whole back with paper, a thing of paper, so I removed the paper to see if there was any more information. On the back is his early studio label, Nils Anderson Studio, and tells the address in Durban, South Africa, and then also a Durban, South African gallery that it was sold through in the late 30s, early 40s. And so, and then it gives the title of it, which I believe is something to do with On Short Canvas, I believe it's called. Anyhow, the title of it, so really helps out to have that information. So, you know, if you've got a nice little painting, definitely take it off and see what's behind there, because I found better paintings behind other paintings when I've done that before. Like, found paintings, maybe the painting in front was worth $500, but you pull it apart and there's a $4,000 painting behind it. So really a nice piece. This one, great condition, phenomenal condition, just a great looking item, and again, only $15. So today we were just kind of basically talking about art, but I decided to throw in the Navajo rug too, and thank you, to have a great day.